is the way I count down the drawer. This is the way I suggest people do it. So I'm counting my hundreds, and I've got 3 hundreds in my drawer. I've got 150. I've got 5 20s, which is $100. I've got no tens. I've got $25 in fives. I've got $48 in ones. I've got $13 in quarters, and $3 in dimes, $3.50 in nickels, and let's do 65 cents in pennies. So after I count down my drawer, that's how much I've got. And I'm going to say, okay, what I want in my drawer is I want 20 tens. I want 55s. This is how I've got my drawer set up. Some people have it for more than 150, some people less than 150, but this is how I've got the Huntsville drawer set up. It's pretty good in my opinion. I'm going to take out the hundreds. I'm going to take out the 50s. I'm going to take out the 20s for deposit. Now I need 20 tens because I have 0. I want 20. I need 20. I have 25. I want 50. I'm going to need 25 more to make 50. I've got 48 ones. Ideally, I'm going to want 2 more ones. But here I've got $13 in quarters, but I want $20 in quarters. Therefore, I'm going to ask for another quarter roll. Whenever I deal with change, I never give 47 cents to the bank. I never deal in anything except quarter rolls, penny rolls. That way it makes it easier on me and them. And I'm not giving away my change. The dime roll, I've got $3 in dimes. I'm going to just keep it like that. Ideally, I'd like to have $5, but like I said, I don't break up rolls. I'm not going to ask for $2 in dimes. However, if this got down to below $3, probably below $2, then I would ask for that second, another dime roll. So if this was $2, I'd be asking for a dime roll. Nickels, I want $4. $3.50 is pretty close. 65 cents in pennies, which means I'm going to ask for another penny roll. Then I'm going to have $154.65 in my drawer. This is I've already set up all the formulas in this. If anybody needs help with that, just ask me how you can do that. Like I said, I'll be happy to put this in Google Sheets for you too. And that would make my deposit $387.50. Okay, so I've got $154 left in my drawer right now, but I asked for $2 in ones. I could just say no ones, and that leaves me with $152.65. And that's pretty darn close because I can't get this down to any more ones because the $10 is not going to break into ones, and that goes for all the rest of this. So then I would have $152 left in my drawer. Now I want to make sure that my deposit is correct for the day. I don't even look and see what my deposit should be until after I do my drawer, and that's because I don't know why. It's just my preference, I guess. But I don't even see what it should be until after I do the drawer. And this is how I see what it should be. I go to the house here, and then I go to sales review, and then I go to display cash drawer. I right click here, and I go to click quick total, and then it tells me how much cash I've collected. $187.99 for store 1. If you're looking at someone else's store, you should come up in the store that you're actually signed into, when you can see what store you're signed into here. And then you can do by the date. If I'm looking at yesterday's, obviously I'm going to go to the 21st, and say enter, and then I'm going to see yesterday's. And again, I right click here, quick total, and it tells me how much cash I should have. I just made up all those numbers, so it's not going to tell me, it's not going to tell me the actual right day, an amount that I should have. So now I'm ready to go to the bank. I take, before I do though, I do a double check every single time, because normally, this is what mine looks like. normally I'm doing Old Madison Pikes here. I might have more than one day, and this is where I get their change right here that they need. And so just to double check myself, I say I've got $300 bills, and then I count my 50. I count those 20s that I'm taking to the bank, and there's 5 of them, and now I have $450, but I also need a change. Here's the change for $60.50. I put it in that -1 right here to remind myself that I'm getting change. All in all, my deposit should be $389.50. Over here, it's $389.50. I always do a checks and balance, no matter what I'm doing in my job. So that's the way I do this one. You're going to tell the teller what kind of change you need. I make a little note that says, change please. And I tell how much I need in change. I need $20 in tens, I need 25 in fives, 10 in quarters, 5 in dimes, and 50 cents in pennies. And I give that to the teller along with the deposit slip, and she gives that back to me. Today's date is 10/22, and this is for yesterday's money. That's what I normally have to do, is yesterday's. But you guys would actually put today's day if you're counting at the end of the day. And then I also, I push the Windows Shift S button, and then I take a little screenshot of this, and I save it. I've got a little folder. I'm going to pull up the folder. The folder for screenshot is here. I'm not sure. Oh, this is it. It's backwards right now. 10, 22, 25. And then I put it into a folder called the drawer. And that way I've got every drawer. And that way if there's ever any question later as to why I did what, or if I made a mistake, then I can go back and see what mistake I made.